Healing and reconciliation remains the agenda as we settle into the post-2023 general elections. And my name is Callivision. Welcome to our program, Violence Free World. I have as guest once again, Nwoko, life bencher, former Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Akwa Ibom State, and Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Brother Nwoko, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Kali. Thanks for having me again.
Okay. Well, we're going to shoot into the conversation, but after this special report. But here, don't go away. Electioneering in Nigeria has always been associated with volatility, laced with doses of ethnic and religious slurs. The 2023 general elections was anchored on a tripod consisting of Yoruba, Hausa and Igbo ethnic groups, capped with religious sentiments. It is common knowledge that hate speeches and tough stances preceded the main elections. The Yoruba versus Igbo feud in Lagos that manifested especially during the governorship election is a recipe for greater disaster.
We want our result, our real result. We have suffered enough. All of us are believers of true democracy. Very right. That is why we have all come out to tell Nigerians that no Nigeria is greater than any Nigeria.
All other anomalies like thuggery, voter suppression, and hate speeches frustrate the electoral process and contribute significantly to the challenge of voter apathy. As the nation grapples with the challenges thrown up from the 2023 general elections, it is perhaps paramount to celebrate the rare gains from this last exercise that saw an unlikely political party rattle the big wigs by coming a close third and winning a sizable number of seats in the National Assembly. Finally, there is a need to embark on a very aggressive healing and reconciliation program in getting the nation on course to greater stability again. Those who triumphed at the polls must be magnanimous in victory, just as losers need to believe that they can indeed win in the next elections, even as some continue to explore the legal options. Welcome back. This is Violence Free World. Brother Nwoko, the much talked about healing and reconciliation is perhaps being frustrated by iconic persons who make remarks that are incendiary, that are unbecoming of statesmen. But all the same, even the media seem to like even be enjoying all of this, and it is going on non-stop. How dangerous is this tendency for you?
I think sometimes because you know, what really brings peace sometimes is war. I don't like the idea that people are making incendiary comments and putting posture that does not tend to suggest that they are ready to build peace. But sometimes when you have this kind of thing, I believe that there could have been some balance of force. That would be my attitude to it. For instance, I was not happy, and I say this with all sense of responsibility, when MC Oromo,
yes,
was threatening the Igbos. I wasn't happy that the Igbo youths, the Igbo community did not issue equal threats to Yorubas in their states.
But Igbo said something.
Eh?
He said he was going to invite IPOB.
No. You see, he was talking about inviting IPOB to Lagos. He didn't need that. I would have preferred to say, in Enugu, in Onisha, in Aba, wherever, if anything happens to any Igbo man that is unjustified in anywhere in Lagos, we will look for your people wherever they live in our states and respond.
Is that not what Chief Iwanya said, more or less like?
And they went to withdraw it. Why did they withdraw it?
Why did they withdraw it?
Why did they withdraw it?
Maybe
they were saying that
maybe he considered and thought that it was irresponsible.
No. If I were in his position,
Yes.
I would repeat it and put it in writing.
Yeah.
I will put it in writing. Because, you see, sometimes it is only when people have mutual respect for themselves
Yes.
that you have peace in an environment. Right now, there wasn't a sign of mutual respect. There was a sign of oppression. There was oppressive tendency. And that is much because we are living. The others should also know that there is no place in Nigeria that you don't have another person living in that state. The Igbos may be all over the place. Igbos may be all over the place doing their trading work and all that. But you also have quality people from other ethnic groups living in Igbo land, also doing business. And if we value their lives, they should also value the other people's lives.
But why are you not also thinking that it is possible that some of these things are going on there, but it is hyped because it is Lagos when it concerns Lagos? No. Otherwise, it is actually also happening in the East.
We didn't see in the news. Where was it now? It wasn't said.
No, that's what you say. You see, in news gathering, you understand, there are elements that that qualifies the thing to become news, you understand. So, because it's happening in those places that were supposedly remote as compared to Lagos, that's why it is so.
The world has become a global village now.
Yes.
The means of communication and sending information across is all over the place.
Yes.
If something happens today in any state in the East, the social media, even if nothing else, social media will carry it. Street people will carry it. Most of the information we have circulating in society are not mainstream media. They are street people that are just pick it up. So if there is any such threats around in any of the eastern states, it would have been played out. It didn't. Or up to now, nobody can provide evidence of a corresponding response to what happened. And that now makes somebody get up and you see, we need to respect ourselves. Every ethnic, and when I say we, I'm talking about the ethnic groups in Nigeria. We're talking about the religious groups in Nigeria. I'm talking about the political groups in Nigeria. There need to be mutual respect. We also need to show ourselves love. If you love somebody, you will not carry a machete and cut that person. You not take a stick and hit that person's head because he wants to go and vote. Where else did it happen? When we were assessing the elections across all the states, tell me where people carry sticks to go and tell if you are not voting for Peter Obi in Imo or Enugu or Anambra, don't come out. I didn't see it. I don't know where you have any such tape, any such video, but it happened in Lagos. It's a sign of deficit in mutual respect, and it's not good for the country. I believe that I want to pray that should be the last time in the history of Nigeria that kind of thing will play out. It may not end as simple as it just ended. Let us pray that in no future election in Nigeria are we going to experience that thing, because people will go back home and think. People will go back home and reflect over it. People will go back home and plan how to protect themselves.
Well, it sounds like a prayer to which we say amen. Now, going forward, the youth demography, youth anger was palpable during the last election. Just like they were trying to connect this opportunity with the NSAS, and then they came out and they wanted the paradigm shift, and they wanted it like yesterday, so they came out. But unfortunately, like has been alluded to by some of your colleagues too, so the old politicians are still the old politicians. Anger and those kind of emotions do not win elections for you. They came out. But the question I'm asking now, really, do you think their anger, their eagerness, it's justified, and their quest, is it realistic?
I think it is.
Tell me.
It is, because, you see, why were the youths interested in the process? Because they have been promised that the rules will be followed. They had been promised that the Electoral Act 2002, everybody was very happy when President Buhari signed the 2002 Electoral Act, because it changed the dynamics. It was expected that was going to be a watershed. It was going to take us from where we were. A lot of people mobilized to their communities, to their villages. In my place, young people came in from Port Harcourt, from Owerri, from living in the city, said they want to come and vote because they believe that their votes would count. It was now a question of beginning to talk to them. And I like what Governor Sanwo-Olu did in Lagos. He was entering churches, entering market, talking to people because he knew that votes was going to be relevant. Even in my house, I have 3 children of voting age. And they came back and they said, Daddy, you know that we are going to vote for your governor. But when it comes to president, Daddy, we are obedient. I said, please, tell me how your daddy will now come back with a deficit votes from my unit to go and show my governor.
So you had to work on them. You had to convince them.
I had to plead with them. I said, please, I know the way you feel, and I go with you. But also let me be able to go and talk to my boss that I didn't lose my unit. At this point, it became necessary to talk to children. It became necessary to talk to the youth. So we now had work to do, which is what it used to be in politics. You enter the market. Kali, since 1999, the first election, the governorship election of 1999 was held on the 9th of January, 1999. It was a military-conducted election. There wasn't too much of a street campaign, but we did a lot of campaign. In 2003, I was in ANPP. We had a governorship candidate, Dr. Imomana, of blessed memory, that contested against Governor Atta, who was in PDP. We did a lot of work in the street. We campaigned, we mobilized. Since then, that was about the last time people had to campaign. Every planning for election was now how to do violence and carry away the materials until 2023. Until this year, that people now started going back to the markets. Listen, my wife and women mobilized and went to the markets. The governor's wife went to the markets, went to churches, talked to, because the belief was the 2022 Electoral Act had come to change things and that votes will count. We had to talk to people, house to house. Had meetings today, had meetings tomorrow, had meetings, call the youths, call the family heads, call the village heads, call the market women, and talk to them and ask for votes. There is nothing that could have been more beautiful than that. But Kali, all that expectation was dashed. It was frustrated by the way INEC went on with the election. INEC now INEC jettisoned the beavers and transmission process. That is why the frustration of the youths is justified. That's why the frustration of everybody. I wouldn't have cared who won the election. If we had moved, I have been involved in elections since 1999. I have been involved. And sometimes you win election, you are not happy. All of us, most of us are winning. Like, come to my state, we win election every year. But you win election at the end of the day and you come back and say, if it had gone this way. You know, listen, if we were running a proper system, it would be wrong. It would be impossible to go into a House of Assembly and everybody in that House of Assembly is from one party. That is not a reflection of stability. That's not a reflection of transparency in the process. There could have been 1 or 2 constituencies where, based on the credibility of the individual that came out or the capacity of his party to mobilize, they could have been able to inject 1 or 2 or 3 House of Assembly members from the opposition party. But now you go across Nigeria. How many states do you have opposition in the House of Assembly?
That's in States House of Assembly.
In States House of Assembly. How many states do you have?
But you should be happy now that the case is different at the federal level. I think we'll have to come back after this break. This is Violence Free World. We'll be right back after this time out. Be here. Welcome back. This is Violence Free World. I was just going to come back to this. For the first time, we're having a National Assembly that is populated by different political parties.
Certainly.
Yeah, so tell me the good that you've seen with this last exercise. It's not just all...
No. Whether as bad as it could look, or as it will look now, we have moved forward. We are no more where we used to be. And what I tell people is that we didn't expect that we are going to achieve Uhuru in just one shot. No, nobody does that. That would have been expecting too much. So in spite of the shortcomings, in spite of the fact that we didn't do well, I believe that we have moved. We are now on a road that will take us to the destination. We might not have achieved everything. So there is hope. There is hope for Nigeria. There is hope for the electoral process. Even if INEC were to have done all that they needed to do and deploy the beavers and all that, it wouldn't have been the best election that we have in Nigeria in our lifetime.
Yes.
I believe that we will do better.
Yes.
So that's why I said, those who are in the tribunal, let them go and do their work. The courts will do their best. The results will come out. Whatever final judgment comes out, Tinubu will be sworn in. All the governors that are elected will be sworn in. All the House members and the legislature and all that will be, and then we move forward. We don't believe that by the 2027 election, certainly we should make progress. We should go better.
But is it up to him to try and make sure that he wins his legitimacy by the way he governs?
Absolutely. There's only one president.
So the ball is in his court.
There's only one president in Nigeria. And right now, he's no more president of APC. He's the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, including all of us in other political parties. And it will be stupid for anybody to try to undermine the administration. He must allow him to rule. Anyhow, it has happened. It has happened. We are not going to throw down the country because we didn't win the election. That's why I say the legitimate judicial process prescribed by the Constitution is there. It's not a street thing. Go to the tribunal, file your petition, get the best lawyers, select your witnesses, the way you can go, however much you can do. Listen, that is not the end. It is 4 years matter. In 4 years' time, if Tinubu does well, he will come back to Nigeria and meet Nigerians. If he doesn't do well, he will come back to Nigeria and meet Nigerians. And I believe that if INEC sustains the direction we are going, this beavers thing will improve in the next election.
Let me connect something to something you said earlier about these people making incendiary remarks. Recently, the running mate, Datibuba Ahmed, was very, very vocal and talked radically, rather, on TV. And some persons were quick to go and say, he hasn't done anything different from what the APC have threatened in 2015, in pre-2015, that they were going to form a parallel government if that happens. Or Buhari himself saying it will be bloody if the elections were rigged or all that kind of stuff. You speak to this comparison. Is it a responsible way of looking at things?
It is. You see, you cannot properly manage your present without a good knowledge of your history. Those of us in PDP condemned Buhari's comments in 2014, 2015. Nobody approved of it. Fortunately, he won the election. That did not happen. Today, Dati is expressing his anger. He's entitled to it. So long as it does not go beyond that expression of frustration and anger, and the security agencies are watching, I don't believe that the person who won the election should join in that incendiary line of thinking. The person who lost can talk in that manner. The person who won should be the one that either you keep quiet or you find a way to assuage the feeling of the loser. It's always painful to lose, whether you lose legitimately, but if you lose legitimately, it's less painful than if you lose in a way that looks like you were robbed. That is part of what we are seeing today. But you see, I believe that Dati, Peter Obi, their supporters and all that, they don't need what they don't need that direction. They are entitled to make comments, but they have set up their legal teams. Those legal teams are competent. We also have the judiciary. I have confidence in the judiciary. There is no reason to begin to condemn the judiciary even before they start their work. People should have confidence in it, so that it will not be every ruling they make, it comes under criticism. Well, even if it's criticized, let it be constructive criticism. Let it be based on knowledge. It's one problem you have in Nigeria is that everybody is a Supreme Court justice. In the street, market people are giving judgments on issues that they don't even understand. Everybody, they don't allow people to sit down and give informed comments. Somebody called me yesterday, said, what do you think about Peter Obi's petition? I said, I've not read the petition. Even if I have read the petition from beginning to the end, I don't know I have not seen all the exhibits. It takes a lot to decide a case. You don't decide a case based on emotions. So for you to just begin and this petition has hope, this petition has, there's a lot of information. What do you have in that petition? And even if you can have a good case and it's spoiled at the point of presentation. Yes.
There's technicalities.
You can have a very good case, but the manner of presenting that case before the court destroys it for you.
Wonderful.
So we have the litigants who are in the tribunal now, or have their lawyers, and they must also, these lawyers must also come together and build up the technical approach to the issues, and don't wave away anything. Do you need statisticians? Because all these things are doing, you must add up the figures and relate them to the whatever you're able to procure from INEC, certified true copies, before you come to a conclusion as to whether the figures banded by one side correspond with what the other banded the other side, or has legitimacy. There are 1,001 things that lead to winning or losing of a case in courts.
Professor Nwoko, I think that's a very good point. Leave it. I'd like to thank you very much.
Thank you very much
for joining me. Well, I've been speaking with Barrister Nwoko, former Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Akwa Ibom State, life bencher, and Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Same time next week promises more if you endeavor to be here. Until then, please remember to remain on the road to a violence-free Nigeria. My name is Callivision. Thank you for watching.
No.